Hi parents, are you wondering how you can help your child be a better reader? Stick around because today I'm doing video number 4 in my series, How to Help Your Struggling Reader at Home. Today, I'm talking all about what you can do if your child does not like to read. Children dislike to read for different reasons. Sometimes it might be that they don't have the power to choose the type of book that they best like. So in that case, when I have a tutoring student come to me and I want to send them home with some reading practice, I make sure that I have books that are on their level that are a good fit for them. And I will pull out 4 or 5 of them and I let the child choose which of those they would like to take home. For other children, they just like to read simply because they have other things they would rather do, whether that be watch TV, play a video game, play with Legos, go outside and ride bike. We all have our preferences, and if reading is not top of their list, they might say they don't like to read. However, other children, many of whom I tutor, will say they don't like to read, but really what the case is that they find reading difficult, and that might be the primary reason why they don't like to read. Now, for you as the parent, you're going to have to get down to the bottom of why your child does not like to read. Is it the choice of book? Do they have difficulty sounding out the words in the book? Do they have trouble focusing? Or do they have certain expectations set on them, like you must finish the entire chapter or you've got to read this long? And maybe their reading level or their reading maturity is not quite ready for that expectation. That's where you have to decide what it is that's going on and how best to fix it. Let's talk about some of the solutions. Number 1, you want to find books that are going to interest your child. So that might require taking a library trip or a trip to the bookstore where you can pull things off the shelf, open them up, and point things out to your child and see what interests them. It might be something like nonfiction books, like a book about all these facts on elephants, or something that even has a fun little twist to it, like the Magic School Bus, where the child can learn some facts, but there are some silly things that are make-believe in it as well. Or your child might just like all-around silly books with funny pictures that they can read, like this Fly Guy book. Number 2, you can also try different types of reading materials, such as graphic novels, those books such as Diary of a Wimpy Kid, anything along those lines where they may have pictures and little drawings mixed in with the words. You might try magazines. When I was a child, I had zoo books delivered to my mailbox every month. And I saved those magazines for many years, and I just love to look through them and read the little captions here and there, which is a different type of reading than reading chapter books. You might also find comic books. That might also encourage your child to do a little bit more reading. Number 3, another thing you can do is to try to spend more time together reading. Whether you buddy read by taking turns or whether you choose a book that only you as the parent read aloud to the child. Number 4, I mentioned this earlier, but you might want to try having some audio books for your child. It might get them hooked into some actual stories or maybe even a series of stories. Now, you can always have the book to follow along with while the audiobook is playing, or it might be something that calms your child down at night. Number 5, make reading goals and celebrate those. So it's okay to reward your child if they have completed a particular reading goal. It might be something through your child's school, like reaching a certain level or reading a certain number of books, or it might even be something like you read this book on your own and finished it and you were able to tell me something about it. Whatever it may be, you can reward your child with a toy, an event, time together, or even a movie night. Hi parents, have you heard of my free guide, 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader? You'll find a link below. It is a free guide filled with strategies and tips that you can try today and implement with your child to improve their reading immediately. Make sure you check that out in the description below. You can also go to theparentteacherbridge.com/reading help. Remember parents, you are your child's most influential teacher.